Just a few hours, President Biden and former President Trump will face off in a highly anticipated, highly unusual debate.
We say highly unusual because unlike most presidential debates, this one will not be in front of a live audience. It's also a lot earlier in the campaign season for this to happen. Think about it. The conventions are still a few weeks away. And of course, this is the first debate between a sitting president and a former one.
As for some of the rules tonight, they too are groundbreaking. Microphones will be muted unless a candidate is directed to speak, and each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer a question and 1 minute for rebuttals.
Mr. Biden, by the way, won a coin toss and chose to be on the right side of the TV screen. And Mr. Trump's team chose to go last when delivering closing statements. So
what are voters expecting or hoping to hear tonight? To answer that question, we sent Eyewitness News reporter Solis to that area of shades of purple with Democrats and Republicans to try to get some of those answers. He's live in Nyack. Marcus.
Well, Sade and Bill, we are in the 17th Congressional District, which has far more registered Democrats than Republicans. Nevertheless, this district did elect a Republican to represent them in Congress. So both parties represented, and there is great anticipation here, as there is everywhere else ahead of tonight's debate. At the farmers market in decidedly liberal-leaning Nyack, it's not surprising to hear what people expect during tonight's presidential debate between President Biden and former President Trump.
I'm hoping to see Trump controlled by the moderators.
Trump is bombastic and a bully.
Rockland has nearly double the number of registered Democrats than Republicans. Supporters of the president say they hope he can articulate the issues they see as most important.
Being the mother and grandmother and great-grandmother of all girls, I'm certainly concerned about the abortion issue and the right to have contraceptive.
Women's rights, the climate, immigration, everything's on the table. The war in Israel and Gaza.
I think he has done a great job as president, and he's leading the country to where it's supposed to be.
But Rockland has become increasingly more purple, electing Republican Mike Lawler in a redrawn congressional district that extends to Putnam and Dutchess County. In New City, Trump enjoys solid support.
I'm hoping to see that Trump stays calm and talks about all of the issues and gets this country back to making it great again.
Many say the former president would do a better job on issues like immigration, crime, and the economy.
What we have to pay to live the same way we were living before President Biden took office is absolutely ridiculous.
I am hoping that people wake up and see that our economy is in the can, that we're not safe.
We just need someone that's going to take charge and take control, and the country is like in disarray right now, right? And that's the way I feel. Debates
are meant to give candidates the chance to convince undecided voters. So will that happen tonight in a county and a country so divided?
I think typically debates could make a difference. I don't know if this one will, to be honest with you.
Well, the one thing we heard over and over in speaking with both Republican and Democratic voters is they hope tonight that there will be some level of civility and that the candidates will actually be allowed to talk about the issues. That was their hope, though many say they will be surprised if it actually happens.